Long Island medium Theresa Caputo bringing experience to Salt Lake City. The Long Island medium herself will be making a live appearance in Salt Lake City as part of her Theresa Caputo Live, the Experience Tour. The renowned medium and star of the 14-season run of TLC's Long Island Medium and Lifetime's Raising Spirits will appear at Abravanel Hall on April 2. Caputo shares personal stories, humor, and insights into her gift, delivering messages of healing and reassurance through personal life stories, candid humor, and intimate details about her gift to communicate with those who have passed, according to a statement from Mills Entertainment. She'll also be interacting with audience members as well, though the statement noted that purchasing a ticket does not guarantee a personal reading. The experience isn't about believing in mediums, Caputo said in the statement. It's about seeing something life-changing. It's witnessing first-hand spirit communication. However, Rosie O'Donnell, the well-known comedian and TV personality, had a powerful moment when she received a reading from Theresa Caputo, the famous Long Island medium. This reading, which aired on the show Long Island Medium, was a deeply emotional and life-changing experience for Rosie. During the session, Theresa, known for connecting with the spirits of the deceased, was able to relay messages from loved ones that Rosie had lost. One of the most poignant moments was when Theresa connected with Rosie's late mother, who passed away when Rosie was still young. The message from her mother brought Rosie to tears, as it helped her feel the love and connection she had longed for throughout her life. Rosie had struggled with her mother's passing, and the reading was a healing moment for her. Theresa also brought through messages from other family members, and the overall experience allowed Rosie to feel a sense of closure and peace. It showed how profound these readings can be, not just for celebrities, but for anyone seeking closure or connection with loved ones who have passed. In addition to the emotional moments, Rosie's skeptical side was also present at first, but as the reading progressed and Theresa shared personal details only Rosie would understand, her disbelief turned into awe and appreciation. This moment highlighted the powerful work that Theresa Caputo does and how it can touch people's hearts, regardless of their initial doubts. For Rosie, this reading was more than just a TV moment. It was a deeply personal journey into her past, helping her process grief, feel supported by those she had lost, and gain a new perspective on life and death. It was a reminder of the importance of healing and connection, both with the living and the spirits that continue to guide us from beyond. However, a road test prank involving Long Island medium Theresa Caputo could make for a hilarious and lighthearted story, especially given her larger-than-life personality. Imagine this scenario. Theresa Caputo, known for her unique ability to communicate with spirits, decides to take a friend or family member along for a road test. It starts out like any regular driving lesson. She's calm, collected, and focused on the road. At least, that's what her friend thinks. However, Theresa, always one to add a twist to everyday situations, decides to turn the experience into a prank. As they drive along, Theresa begins to sense spirits in the car. She starts describing messages from the beyond, speaking to her friend about things she sees in the car. She might say things like, "I feel an energy coming from the back seat. It's telling me you're about to make a turn." As her friend nervously looks around, unsure if it's part of the prank, Theresa will amp up her medium antics, becoming even more dramatic. The twist? Theresa predicts random obstacles that aren't really there. A deer is crossing the road right ahead. She'll shout, causing her friend to slam on the brakes, only for nothing to appear. After a few of these exaggerated moments, her friend starts to wonder if maybe it's all real, making the prank even funnier. Eventually, when her friend is visibly tense, Theresa reveals the truth with a hearty laugh, explaining that it was all in good fun. The prank would be a mix of her spiritual talents, humor, and her way of bringing joy to others through laughter. It's a perfect blend of her personal and professional life, making for a memorable moment in the car. However, expired milk is something most people have experienced, often leading to frustration or a funny moment. For Long Island medium Theresa Caputo, it's easy to imagine her dealing with something seemingly mundane, but still making it memorable with her unique flair. Theresa was making breakfast one morning for her family, feeling the weight of her busy life, juggling her spiritual work and personal matters. She grabs the milk from the fridge, only to realize it's a few days past the expiration date. She's always on the go, so she didn't notice it before. She opens the carton, and the sour smell immediately fills the air. Theresa scrunches her face, a bit annoyed at the inconvenience. But then, in true Theresa fashion, she might have an amusing interaction with her daughter Victoria. Victoria might tease her about her knack for buying things in bulk that never get used before they expire. Theresa laughs, calling it one of those psychic moments where she should have sensed the milk was bad. This could spark a lighthearted conversation where they both reminisce about similar little moments, funny yet frustrating, that happen daily, often overshadowed by the chaos of their personal lives. Theresa might even joke that the spirits were trying to tell her it was time to stop buying too much milk, or that there's a deeper meaning to expired milk. It'd be a small, but funny, everyday moment that shows even someone with a high-profile spiritual life, like Theresa, still has to deal with the ordinary inconveniences like anyone else. However, before getting a driver's license, some people, including public figures like Long Island medium Theresa Caputo, may have faced moments where they had to learn responsibility, independence, or a sense of freedom. For Theresa, growing up in a typical suburban environment might have meant that driving was a rite of passage, symbolizing adulthood and responsibility. Imagine a scenario where, before getting her official license, Theresa was eager to drive around her neighborhood. She had a friend with a car, maybe a family member, and they went on a small adventure to a local diner. It wasn't about going far, more about testing the waters and feeling that surge of independence that comes with being behind the wheel. One particular moment could be her, with a learner's permit, getting a little too excited and taking the wrong turn, ending up at a wrong destination. Laughing it off, she learns the importance of staying calm, even when things don't go as planned. Lessons that extend far beyond driving and into life in general. Her early days without a license could have helped shape the resilient, independent persona we see today. Perhaps even during those moments of getting lost on the roads, she honed her intuitive, medium side, learning to trust her instincts and find her way, whether it was on a back street or through a life challenge. However, one of the most memorable stories she shares involves a tape recorder, and it showcases how her mediumship works in very personal and emotional ways. In one episode, Theresa was doing a reading for a client who had recently lost a loved one. During the session, she began receiving messages from the spirit world, and one of the most poignant signs she received was related to a tape recorder. The spirit of the client's deceased family member started to communicate through the sound of an old tape recorder turning on and off, even though there was no actual tape recorder present in the room. Theresa, in her signature style, revealed this detail to the client. She explained that the spirit was using the sound of the tape recorder as a way to connect, signaling that they were trying to get a message across. The client was overwhelmed, as they had kept an old tape recorder from their loved one's life, and the sound reminded them of a cherished moment they shared together. This moment of connection, facilitated by Theresa's abilities, brought comfort and closure to the grieving family member. The tape recorder, in this case, symbolized not only the connection between the living and the dead, but also the idea that spirits can use objects or sounds from the past to communicate with their loved ones in ways that can be deeply meaningful and personal. This story reflects the central theme of Long Island Medium, where Theresa Caputo helps people find peace by bringing messages from their loved ones, often using subtle and symbolic signs that resonate deeply with the individuals receiving them. The tape recorder incident is just one of many examples of how the spirit world reaches out through objects, memories, and sensations, helping those in mourning feel connected to the ones they've lost. However, proof in the pocket is a phrase that has been tied to Theresa Caputo, the renowned psychic medium from Long Island Medium, when discussing her ability to connect with the other side and provide messages from loved ones who have passed. Caputo is known for her spontaneous and sometimes very specific messages during her sessions, often leaving people in awe of how she could know things that no one else could. The phrase itself refers to a moment during one of her readings where she might present concrete, undeniable evidence that a spirit is trying to communicate. It's often described as having a proof that can't be easily explained away by coincidence or generalization. Something specific, like a name, date, or item, that would be significant only to the person she's reading for. Theresa Caputo was once doing a live reading at one of her shows. She was on stage, connecting with an audience member, when a sudden image of a man in a military uniform flashed into her mind. The woman she was reading was visibly emotional, but she seemed unsure about the connection. Theresa, trusting her instincts, pushed further and mentioned something unexpected: a pocket watch. The woman's eyes widened as she quickly pulled out an old pocket watch from her purse. She explained that it had been her grandfather's, a cherished family heirloom. Theresa then went on to say, "He's showing me the watch, and it's his way of saying, 'I'm still watching over you.'" The audience was stunned, and the woman in the crowd broke down in tears. Theresa's ability to bring through such personalized details, proof in the pocket, created an emotional, powerful moment that left no doubt in the woman's mind that her grandfather was truly present. This kind of evidence is what solidifies Theresa's reputation as a psychic medium. For her clients, it's not just about vague messages, but about specific, meaningful proof that their loved ones are still with them in spirit. This moment highlights how Theresa Caputo's unique method of connecting with the deceased is much more than just general statements. It's about offering personal, tangible proof to validate the communication. For many, this is one of the most profound aspects of her work. However, in the world of Long Island Medium, Theresa Caputo has made a name for herself with her ability to communicate with the deceased. Her journey as a psychic medium has been marked by both awe and controversy, but one aspect of her life that has been frequently touched upon is the concept of illness. While Theresa is known for helping others cope with grief and loss, her own life hasn't been without its struggles. There was a time when Theresa Caputo went through a period of illness herself, which was very different from the people she typically helped. The medium who brought messages from the other side started to face her own health challenges. She was diagnosed with cancer, a diagnosis that shocked both her and her family. Theresa, always a strong and confident presence on screen, had to deal with her own vulnerability. Despite being Theresa wasn't immune to the emotional toll of being faced with something as serious as cancer. For a long time, she tried to remain strong, refusing to let it show on the surface. But illness has a way of reminding people of their own limitations, even those who have the gift of communicating with the spirits. Theresa's family and friends rallied around her, offering support and strength, just as she had for them so many times before. During this period, Theresa went through treatments and took time to reflect on her life, her role as a medium, and the importance of staying connected to loved ones, both living and departed. It was a humbling experience, a reminder that no one is exempt from life's challenges. In a particularly heartfelt moment, Theresa shared her journey with her fans and viewers, reminding them of the power of hope and resilience. She spoke candidly about her illness and how her work as a medium had helped her process the emotional and spiritual aspects of her struggle. Through her personal story, Theresa found even more purpose in her role as a medium, realizing that, In a way, she had to walk through her own darkness to truly appreciate the light she brought to others. Though Theresa faced a serious illness, her journey also reminded her audience of the fragile nature of life, encouraging them to live each day with love, compassion, and an openness to the spiritual world. It was an experience that forever changed her perspective, and in a sense, she became more attuned to the energies around her than ever before. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Mina. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the